and the academic world and what we've done and what we have to offer for you. Cadence is awesome in the fact that I believe we can supply almost anything, any ideas, anything that you're working on. It's been very exciting for me. I've been with the company for 18 years, and so it's been awesome to see how much growth and how much Cadence has to offer. So the question comes up, why academics? We started the university software program in about 1995, I think, in about that time frame. And we found out that it was just so much that we had that, that we could offer to the universities and that we could show them that around 2000 or so, then we started branching out and formed the Cadence Academic Network so that we could use that network to then reach out to universities, we could reach out to industry, find out what are the things that they were looking for, and that way we could make sure that students were getting trained on those particular tools, able to partner with research institutions with fundamental research. So it's just been very exciting, all of the different areas that we've been able to reach out to in the academic arena. Our main goal is to lower barriers, to make it as, get rid of as many barriers as we possibly can for universities and for academics to be able to use our software and to be able to do the fundamental research that they need and can work into. At this point, we're pretty much a worldwide group. I've been working the last couple of years to introduce our program into all of the different regions and to standardize that. And so at this point, it's very exciting that we're able to almost provide services almost anywhere. So one of the things that we do have to offer for you is our online support. So your first line of support is always going to be the wonderful support staff that you have at CMC, and they do a great job of providing, everything that you need and are there to support you. In addition to that, we have Cadence online support. You'd go to support.cadence.com, and there's all kinds of videos that have been put together by our application engineers. There's a massive solutions database where you can type in almost any problem or any issue that you might be having, and different solutions will pop up that have been written if people have run across that before. So there's all of these things. To get access to this online support, you want to send an email to licensing at cmc.ca, and I will work together with them and make sure that those that want access to this will get it. One of the great things that you'll have access to at support is our generic PDKs. The PDKs are provided, they're generic, so there's no licensing required, there's no restrictive IP within it, so you can go on, download them, and use them right away. And those are all available to you at support. Another amazing thing that we have is they're called rapid adoption kits. These kits are basically self-paced or self-packaged test cases. They're perfect. They're a perfect starting point for any labs that you would like to create or that you would like to do. They're all available there. They include, like, the designs, the libraries, the scripts, so they're self-contained, so everything that you need will be there, and some of them even have videos that go along with that. Last count, I think I counted like 150 rapid adoption kits. That was several months ago. So I'm sure there are lots more kits in all of the different areas. And again, you would just go to support.cadence.com. And I do apologize, this is an old slide. The website has been updated, so it looks a little bit different than this, but you're still going to go to resources and to the drop-down menu, and that's going to pull up your rapid adoption kits. Another exciting thing that we have are what we call training bites. Our training bites are just, they're just really short, 10 to 20 minute little demonstrations on on several of the different products that Cadence has. The thing that's great about these is that if there's something that you've been wanting to learn about or something that you want to know, you can go in and just watch the short little training bite. And then if you find out that, oh wow, that's really great, that's something that I want to know more about, then we have more training that's available to you. But these are great because, it's 10, 20 minutes, and then you can find out what you want to do and if you want to invest more in learning more in that product without having to, put in a whole bunch of time. I'm trying to remember. The last time I counted, I think there was like 105 of the training bites, but there's a lot more of them now, I know, because there's been a big push to get more and more of these training bites out there. So they're really handy too if there's like a particular thing that you're trying to figure out and you're kind of stuck. The training bites can kind of help you through that. So then once you've seen the training bite and you're like, wow, that's a really cool product, I'd like to know lots more about that one, there's actual full training that we have available to you. One of the most popular ones is our Internet Learning Series. These are online courses. They're self-paced. You can take them at your own leisure. The courses that you sign up for, you will have access to them for 6 months. So you've got 6 months to go in and to go through the course. And once you get to the end of the course and complete it, some of them have little short quizzes to take. Others, you just have to go through every one of them, every one of the screenshots to complete. And then you can print a certificate of completion. So you can actually have that shows that you went through and that you actually completed this course. The good thing too is that even so you have it for 6 months, say you finish it in 4 months, you still have access to it for the full 6 months, even if you completed it beforehand. So you can always go back through and look at it. But it is just the 6 months and then the course closes. We do have instructor-led courses that are available from time to time that we can place some of our academics in. It is kind of upon if there's a class available and if there is space available. So all of these are offered to you as being a member of the university program. There are no fees. The only fee that we do ask is that at the end of each course, there's a survey, and we have found it very beneficial, especially with our academics, if you will give us feedback on the course, how you liked it, if you didn't like it, what were the things specifically that you would like to see changed, and that really helps our developers a lot, and they love it when we can get that feedback, especially from the academics. If you're kind of stuck and you're like, well, I'm not really sure what course to take, we have learning maps that are available, and this is an example of the PCB design and analysis. As you can see right at the bottom, there's like the core classes that we suggest, like if this is something that you're interested in, that you kind of want to look into. These are the core classes that you probably should take. And the ones with the black triangles in the corner, those are all online. So those are really easy. You know, you just sign up for and take those. And then if you want to get, you know, more advanced and become a, you know, a master at that, then there's more and more classes you can take. But I've had several students that really found this helpful when they were, you know, wanting to learn a specific area and what classes to take. So we also, there, if you pretty much kind of just like know what you want to take and that kind of thing, there is a list that I've sent to Linda, and I can also send out to any of the others. I think have it too. These are all of the courses. These are a list of the courses that we can offer to you through the university program. There are a few courses that we're not able to offer, but most of them we can. So, and we have a long list in custom IC, in fundamental verification, there's digital IC. We've also recently added Tensilica. So that's kind of a growing area right now that everybody's really interested in. Just kind of, excuse me, wanted to give you a quick quote from one of our professors. I worked a lot with Matthew Morrison over at the University of Mississippi, and we looked a lot at the courses and, you know, labs and stuff. And he's got his courses now where he's used a lot of the rapid adoption kits for his labs, and then he assigns certain ILS courses for his students to take as part of his curriculum. So he gives me the list of the students, and then we sign up those students for the course that he's selected, and they pretty much, you know, just take that course on their own. And so that way, when they come to class and they, you know, they've already got that knowledge base. And that's been, you know, he says it's really helped strengthen his class because, you know, he doesn't have to go through some of that elementary stuff. They kind of get to learn it on their own. The Tensilica program is kind of a new area for me. It's been around for a while. It does require, and there is additional paperwork and that you have to sign up for it, but there is no additional fee for the Tensilica program. So the universities are welcome to go and sign up for that, and they get you get the process generator can go in and give you all of the licenses and the tools that you need, and this is more in the IP area. So we want to make sure that we have the ability to network with academics and keep you involved. One of the things that we'd like to invite you to is CDNLive. So for the first time last year, we had a full academic track in Silicon Valley. In EMEA, in the European areas, they've had an academic track since 2007, and it was been worked really well. So we just kind of learned from them, and we brought it here to the States. And so it was awesome. This last time we had several people that applied and that were accepted and papers that were presented. And in every track, there's always a best paper awarded. And this last year it was really great because, you know, we had all of our universities that got to present and won best paper, but then you can also submit papers for any of the other traditional tracks as well. And we had a professor that won, I think, in the CIC space last year. So it's really awesome. So put that on your calendars. This year it'll be April 11th and 12th, and it'll be in the Silicon Valley area. So they're in San Jose, Santa Clara. If you're very adventurous, we have the EMA. So if you're in Europe in May, you can go to the CDNLive that's being held there. One other thing that we have too that's really awesome is in LinkedIn. We have a Cadence academic group, and this says 7,000. I just found out that we just hit 8,000 members now. This is an awesome group to be a part of because the main Cadence academic network group, there will be like general postings of things that would be interesting to the academic world in general. And then we have 9 different subgroups that you can sign up and be a part of. And we have leading, lead institutes that are in charge of each one of those different areas. And so there's specific information that they will post that just has to do in that. And there are people that, monitor that. So if you have questions or anything like that, you can post them. And it's kind of nice because it gets down to a little bit more specific and just not quite as general. The LinkedIn group is also nice for being able to track like job postings, webinars, different articles. Some of our lead institutions will review tools or different presentations, and they'll post those reviews. And so it's just a good resource place to get a lot of good information. One thing I just kind of wanted to tell you about too is that for the last 2 years, Cadence has made the Fortune 100 best companies to work for. And why that's important for you is that that means that a lot of students, a lot of college grads and stuff will want to come to work at Cadence. So learning Cadence is important. Plus, our customers are really, looking at that too. And so we just feel like if our employees are happy, it makes our customers happy, and we can keep our students happy. So really excited about all the different places that we were able to do to make a great place to work. For recent college grads, we hit the number 20 spot. In Canada, we hit number 11 for Great Place to Work. So it was just some fun information to share with you, and this just kind of goes into a little bit more the diversity, the giving back, all of the fun things that we've worked for the last couple of years. So it's just kind of interesting to know that 45% of our employees have been here for over 10 years. We only have a 6% turnover rate. And kind of, why we share that with you is just to let you know that Cadence is very stable. I mean, people that come here to work usually stay here for a while. And we do our best to make it so that they want to stay, and then we work hard to give them those opportunities and reasons to why they want to work here. Last year, or in 2015, we hired over 1,000 employees worldwide, and I think it was 470, I can't remember, it was over 400 of them were recent college graduates. So I think it was important for that. We do a lot of university recruiting. We have our internship program, and there is usually an influx during the summer, but we do have interns year-round. So we have our job posting, so there's always opportunities if you have someone or if you are really looking to intern at Cadence. Please check our career and job listings. There's always opportunities there. Another thing that we make available is for interns when they have come here and then they go back to the universities. We have a student ambassador program, and that basically we just give them, slide decks and informations and even some swag sometimes that they can share so that they can go back to their universities and talk about Cadence in the intern program and kind of just be our ambassadors in that particular school. We want to keep in touch with you. We have a quarterly newsletter that goes out. If you're not getting that already, please feel free to go and subscribe. There's a lot of information from internal and also external. Sometimes we have professors that'll write articles and submit them for our newsletter. Same thing with our blogs. A lot of things that are going on, and those are nice because those you can just kind of pull up and they're a quick read. So just some things I kind of like to have you take away from this is that you have support accounts for support of CMC, but you definitely can have the limited support from Cadence. There's the generic PDKs, there's the rapid adoptions, there's training Bytes, there's Tensilica, all kinds of things that are available to you. So if you do have any questions about the program directly, you can write to us at Academic Network or check with licensing at CMC, and either one of those places can help you. And that's all that I have.
Thanks, Cheryl. I'm now going to pass it over to Owen Jones at CMC.
All right. Thanks, Krista. And thanks a lot, Cheryl, for sharing all that information and sharing these materials with our clients. I just have this one slide, and it's about the different ways that you can access Cadence and also access these new support materials that are available to the National Design Network. So first of all, my contact information is just on the right side of the slide there. So if you have any questions, feel free to use the chat window like Krista mentioned, but also following the meeting, don't hesitate to send me an email. So for the Cadence ILS series and also the rapid adoption kits and some of the other materials, those can be used in the NDN Cloud. So for those of you who are not familiar with the NDN Cloud, I just have the URL there, cmc.ca/NDN Cloud. But basically it's a private cloud that's managed by CMC. So a lot of the tools that you may be familiar with using or not familiar with CMC is we maintain a file share server that is synchronized at various university departments for use by the research groups. So what we've done is we've made that environment available on our private cloud where CMC subscribers with access to any of the tools that we support are able to use this private cloud wherever all the configuration is done and it's fully supported by CMC in the case that you don't have that set up at your university, or if you want the added flexibility of being able to work from home and work from the lab and work from wherever as long as it's within Canada. So that the link there has some more information about the NDN Cloud, and there's some user guides and stuff that you can look through to get a little bit more familiar. So the ILS course labs that are online can be completed using the NDN Cloud for the Cadence tools. So if you're not a Cadence user, you don't have anything set up, the NDN Cloud is a great way to get a feel for it because you really don't have to do any configuration. You can get the lab materials from the course after you're registered with Cadence and then start immediately using the tools. The last sub-bullet there, the Virtuoso Layout Design Basics, that is one that I went through. I created a companion document. It just explains the certain things that you need to do in the NDN Cloud just to get started with the cloud, and the steps that might be helpful to let you know if you're looking at the manual, the lab manual, little differences there might be between the environment they describe in the lab and the NDN Cloud. So the next major bullet here is the NDN Cloud trial. So this is something that we're just starting today. Today's the first time we've mentioned this. So what it is, it's a 2-week trial for the cloud. So this is for all academic users. They don't have to be CMC clients. But if you are a client, you can use the Indian Cloud to access a tool that you currently don't have a pass for 2 weeks. And there's no commitment behind either of these. You can get all the information and actually submit a request at the link below, which is just trial.cmc.ca. And I guess there's a different track for new academic users versus existing subscribers. But if there's anything in our catalog, or almost anything in the CAD tools that you can see on our website, if they're available in the Indian Cloud, then you should be able to request a trial for it and give it a shot. So the last major bullet here is access to the Cadence ILS series, and actually it's a bit of a misprint here. It's actually access to all of the Cadence materials that Cheryl just spoke about. And we have a document on how CMC clients can get access to those. So it's just at cmc.ca/Cadence online learning. And there you'll find all the information about how you can register with the Cadence Limited Support Program and also request ILS courses. And that'll be through CMC, which will pass the information along to Cadence. And so that's it for me. Just as Cheryl mentioned, the objective Cadence has in this is lowering barriers, and that's our objective as well, as making this available in the Indian Cloud, so you can really quickly get familiar with the tools and leverage these Cadence materials. And same as what Cheryl said, if you are using the Indian Cloud, there is a feedback mechanism built into it. So we definitely want to hear any feedback through that mechanism or by email, as I mentioned as well.
Okay, thanks, Owen. So if there's any questions, you can submit them in the chat box. I'm just going to pull up the chat box here. Cheryl, there was one question that I sent to you, if you're able to see that and you'd like to address it.
Yeah, was that the one about where to start?
Yeah.
Yeah, so my suggestion is the best place to start if you go to cadence.com/training, and then there's a big box right in the middle of that site that says View Learning Maps, and that's where you can look at the different learning maps that I talked about. And I think that's a great place to start, to where you can look at, you know, what area, if you're interested in IC packaging or, you know, IC design. That's going to give you the core of where you need to start. So that would be my suggestion.
Okay. I don't see any other questions coming in through the chat box. I'll just maybe give a last call for questions. If you have one, you can submit it in the chat box now, or if you'd like to email Owen or Cheryl after the webinar for further discussion, then that would be fine too. Okay, well, thanks very much, Cheryl, for your presentation today, and Owen.
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
Okay, thanks.
I called them. I said they wanted to do it.